Hey everybody, you're watching Everyday Gardening with Erica. As promised, I'm doing a follow-up video from the last video where I showed you the items that I purchased on Amazon to get my seeds started. So I did actually plant my seeds that day, which was a Sunday, a week ago, and I wanted to share with you kind of the process that I did, and then I'll show you the results so far a week in. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so the first thing I've got here is my dirt, and I got this as a potting mix. You don't want to use topsoil, and you don't want to use anything other than a good seed starting mix or a potting soil because it has all the nutrients in here that it needs. This is going to be Miracle-Gro Moisture Control potting mix. Normally, a lot of people will tell you that you need to use an organic soil, but I didn't have that option, so this is what I got. So anyway, I'm gonna pour the dirt in each of the cells. And this dirt is very fluffy. And one more. Making a mess, that's why I got this big black tray. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is we level everything off here. Because of the soil being as fluffy as it is, you do need to ensure that it's packed down a little bit, getting some of the air and the space out. You don't want to smash it because then it's going to be too hard for the seed to have room to grow. But you do want to push a little bit down so that way there's no holes in there. So now I need a little bit more. And I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to start planting my seeds. Now, some people like to take the soil and get it moist before they put it into these cells. I didn't do that just for the sake of time, and I was trying not to be so messy. But I'm going to show you afterwards. We'll water it so that way it will be moist. One of the things that I use to make the holes for the seeds is this straw. It's just your standard straw. There's two cool things about this. One, it helps you obviously make the hole to put the seed in, but also if you have a hard time with those tiny seeds, you can leave the straw in there and stick the seeds at the top of the straw so you ensure that it goes in the hole and you didn't miss your mark. So that's another cool thing. So I'm going to go ahead and make these holes. Just a little hole here, not too deep because these seeds are small. And then I'm going to take my free gift from Baker Creek, my purple basil. That's what I'm going to plant in these cells here. Cut the top. And I'll show you what the seeds look like. They're so tiny. Look how tiny these seeds are. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to drop about 2 or 3 seeds in each hole. 1, 2, 3. Maybe that straw would have been helpful. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. All right, so now that I've got my seeds in there, I'm just going to take the straw and gently put the soil over the hole to cover the hole. Again, you don't want to pack it too hard, and then I'm going to take the remainder of this soil and lightly cover the tops to make sure they have plenty of room to grow. All right. Okay. So that was it. That was pretty much all I did. The last and final step before you stick it in your grow light is to water it. And I was going to show you this nifty little reusable watering can that Adam had made for me. This is just your standard juice bottle from the grocery store, and then on the top here took a drill and drilled some holes so that way I have more precise watering. So I'm going to go ahead and water that real good. Being that this is moisture control soil, I'm not too worried about over watering. Okay, now that our seeds are watered and they are nice and packed in there and not too loose, when you water, the seeds aren't going to move around a lot. And then I've got these. Remember I talked about purchasing these labels, and I'm going to stick them in here so I know exactly what it is that I planted when they start popping out of the soil. There. And that's it. So I'm gonna stick these under the grow light. It says it takes about, I wanna say it was 8 to 10 days to start germinating. So I think I'm gonna have some basil pretty quickly. All right, so as I mentioned, I did this on Sunday, and it's only been a week since I started this, and I wanted to show you some of my tomato plants. This is 1 week after doing what I just showed you. So these are the yellow pear tomatoes. These are the cherry tomatoes that look like little yellow pears. And then these are the tomato beefsteaks. So these are the really large red tomatoes. And then we have our tomato sweeties, which are also cherry tomatoes that are really sweet. I did plant 2 seeds, so I thought, in each cell. It looks like I might have planted a few extras in some of these. But as they get a little bit bigger, I'm going to separate them and replant them into their own cells. So I have more of the tomato plants than I anticipated. So you always want to plant 1 to 2 seeds, maybe 3 seeds in each pod. If you're not certain about germination and you want to give yourself a 100% guarantee, then you can do that. And if they do end up growing all 2 or 3 of the seeds that you planted, then obviously you want to separate those out, and now you've just doubled or quadrupled your plants. So some of these cells, this one, as you can see, has not popped out with anything. So maybe this one's slower to germination, or maybe it just didn't take. But either way, I still have quite a few plants. So like this one has 2 and this one has 2, so I can separate them out. So this is only 1 week, so my tomatoes are doing good under that purple grow light, and I'm excited to continue to watch these little guys grow. All right, so that was it. Real quick tutorial on how I planted some of these seeds on Sunday and showing you what it looks like a week later. I thank you for watching Everyday Gardening with Erica, and we will see you back soon. Take care. Bye-bye.